A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm here to speak about my digital marketing experience, how that specialization helped me. So whenever we have, let's say, a free few minutes, or we are sitting throughout this boring episode of anything, what's the first thing that we do? We take out our phones and we start scrolling, right? Many of us, all we do is just take out, scroll, and we eventually find product and services that we never know that we never knew that we needed, and we start buying those. I was always fascinated by that. I always wondered why were some advertisements so attractive that I wanted to buy that product, while others were so easy to ignore. This is why I chose digital marketing. Now I know that digital marketing on the outside sounds very simple. It just feels like it's posting on social media or running a few ads. But trust me, it is beyond it. In fact, I myself, initially, I was quite skeptical for choosing this because I thought AI being so popular could very easily take it over. But as I learned more, I realized that AI wasn't taking over digital marketing, but it was actually raising the bar. Because if you think about it today, anyone can make content. Because we all have the tools and resources to, right? But how many of us can actually make a kind of content that fits a brand personality, feels relatable, and it makes somebody else wonder that who is behind this ad. This is what digital marketers are trying to do today. Something that I loved about the specialization was how I was never limited to just one skill. If in one class I was learning how to write a script, in the very next class I was experimenting and understanding automation tools. I know it sounds very difficult, but it was so fun. Learning never felt repetitive. I always felt like I was doing something new, I was creating something more. Initially, when I began with my digital marketing classes, I thought that, okay, this is the part of another college assignment, or this is just a normal college duty. I wasn't looking into how much I was learning until I went for my internship. During my internship, I noticed that most of the things that were basic, I did not have to learn that again. I could contribute from day one only because I was familiar with the practical side of digital marketing and the tools and strategies used by a digital marketer. So I got opportunity and a lot of time to build my personal brand, eventually working more like a full-time employee than an intern. Trust me, that is very rare. So if I would give you an advice, I would say that choose a specialization that you are genuinely excited to explore. Because when you're excited to learn something, you don't look at the clock, you look at what's coming next, which is very important when you're building a foundation for any career. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Mansha Purohit, and today I'll be sharing with you why I chose business analytics as my specialization. Now, when you go online, shop, or book a cab, or even watch a YouTube video, for example, you'll see that the app somehow tells you which video you will want to watch next, or even predict what you might search later. And at first I thought this was something technology does, but later I was curious. I wanted to know, how does an app know what I would want to watch, and how does it know what I would like to search? And that's what made me curious about business analytics. When I first heard the term business analytics, I thought it was going to be something very difficult with complex codes and calculations, but once I started learning, I realized that it was so much more than memorizing codes. It was about taking thousands of pieces of information and turning it into an answer that businesses use today, not just to make better decisions, but to make smarter decisions. In this specialization, you learn Python and R, which are analytical tools which help you analyze and find patterns in the data, and you'll also learn Power BI and Tabula, which are visualization tools. Now, we all know that when something is put into an image format, it's always easier to understand by anybody and everybody. And that's where these particular tools help you out. However, there will be times when you find some assignments challenging, some projects challenging, but with every assignment that you do and every assignment that you complete, you will find that your confidence is building, because with every assignment, you are learning something better. With that, regardless of which specialization that you choose, I hope that you choose something that you are genuinely excited about and you genuinely want to learn, because these skills are not just restricted to college or exams. They will stick with you beyond your college. So I hope you choose something that you genuinely want to learn. With that, I hope all the students a very all the best for your experience here, and thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Hello everyone, my name is Nishita Bhandary and I am from Supply Chain Specialization. To know more about supply chain or what it actually is. Now, I'll give an example. Look around yourself. You can find a product. It could be a pen, it could be a mobile, it could be a bag also. So that product has been supplied to different forms. It has been manufactured in different locations. It has been come from a very far place and then a final product to your own self. The entire journey from production, from procurement, then from manufacturing till the warehouse, logistic, packaging, every single step is when it's the entire journey of supply chain. So as we all know, in today's era, supply chain is booming rapidly. It could be from e-commerce, it could be from quick commerce, it also can be globally. So you all know how supply chain is actually impacting international trade as well. Going from export, going from import. That is all what we learn in supply chain. If you want to go in any kind of a field, if you want to increase your own business, for example, because many of them come from a business background. If you want to make your business to go rapidly expand or have a growth, supply chain can be very important. Not even just if you, not only if you don't, not only if you have your own business or something, even if you want to start your own business, or even if you want to come to a career base, because in this market or industry, global supply chain is a very important role. To know about the custom, to know about the qualification, the export and import, they teach you thoroughly. Adding to another point is that, so we all know, supply chain is not just about the movement of products. It's about movement of information, it's about movement of knowledge, starting from each and every sectors. Now, one thing I would like to appreciate and I'm grateful about my college is that our learning is not just limited to classrooms. It has been practically been taught us. Now, in supply chain, there might be situations where you go to the exam, just read theoretical knowledge, but supply chain is more about practical thing. Unless and until you don't understand how the process is, how actually things work, you may not implement it. So, where in our college they give a lot of about industrial visit, to know how actually industry work, to know how actually manufacturing things happen. So, I'm also talking about the faculty for supply chain. We usually have industry experts. They have been working from 15 years. They know how actually industry, how the supply chain or how the logistics things work. And they usually share about their experience and tell us how actually real world life works. Because you might be understanding what is theoretical knowledge, the process you can recall by heart, but unless and until you do it in your own real life or implement it, it won't be implicated. Lastly, we have to say that eventually when things may feel like this could be very difficult for us or this couldn't be managed by us, but everything has a very proper stage and proper process. So at the end, I just want to wish best of luck to all the students and just trust the process. Thank you. Over to Apache.